Good morning and welcome to the channel on the 13th day of August 2026, which is a Thursday. This is going to be a two-parter. First, I'm going to have a look at how Israel sees a future for the Palestinians today, and then tomorrow I'm going to look at how the Palestinians see a future for themselves. Israel's current vision for the Palestinians is deeply divided, highly contested and increasingly shaped by hardline policy trends. It doesn't have a single unified strategy. The short answer is that the present Israeli government largely rejects a sovereign Palestinian state. The official government line, that's the one that's in power at the moment, is no Palestinian state. The most explicit statements come from senior ministers in the current coalition, but please remember that there is a vote going on soon which may change all that. Israel's energy minister said recently West Bank measures amount to de facto sovereignty, and there will not be a Palestinian state. Other ministers have echoed similar positions, supporting annexation or permanent Israel control over the West Bank. This reflects the government strategy of expanding settlements, weakening the Palestinian Authority, and increasing Israeli administration and security control. The big contentions here, as you've seen, I'm sure in the news, is settlement expansion, which is making a Palestinian state unviable. Israeli public opinion is deep skepticism, but it's not uniform. In a 2025 Pew Research Centre survey found Israelis are increasingly sceptical about a lasting peace. Many see Jerusalem status and mutual distrust as major obstacles. Views on a Palestinian state vary by ideology. The left or centre more open to coexistence, the right strongly opposed to Palestinian statehood. So while the government is firmly anti-statehood, Israel society is much more mixed. Internal Israeli debates, some seek dialogue and new framework. Religious Zionists emphasize responsibility for the land, but acknowledge how their worldwide view is perceived as extreme. Just a small explanation on that. These religious Zionists believe that the whole of this land is theirs by right because it was willed to them by God. Secular Israelis, however, worry about a democratic erosion and want new approaches to coexistence. The initiative aims to create grassroots dialogue rather than impose a single solution. This shows that not all Israeli thought leaders support permanent occupation. International pressure, recognition of Palestine is rising. Western countries, including the UK, France, Canada, Australia and Portugal, have recently recognised Palestine as a state. Israel rejects this, arguing a Palestinian state would be a security threat. This creates a widening gap between global consensus for a two-state solution and current Israeli policy, which is no Israeli state. And this has been confirmed recently by Benjamin Netanyahu, who has stated quite categorically that while he is in power, there will never be a Palestinian state. So what does the future Israeli envision? Well, based on current policy trends, most likely vision under the current government, permanent Israeli control over the West Bank, no sovereign Palestinian state, limited Palestinian autonomy under Israeli security control, continued settlement expansion, and that is going on for sure. Gaza's future unresolved, with some ministers even proposing resettlement of Jews there. Netanyahu has supposedly denied this, but I think this is a plan for the future. Alternative visions within Israeli society, well, a two-state solution. It's supported by some, but very unlikely. Confederation model supported by some academics and activists. Long-term separation with economic cooperation. Grassroots coexistence initiative. All of these are, if you like, thoughts rather than actions. Israel itself does not have a single unified vision for the Palestinians, but the dominant political reality today is the current Israeli government sees no future Palestinian state and is actively shaping the territory to prevent one. And this can be seen in the attacks by the settlement, on the settlements backed by the Israeli army, and more killing. Just goes on, doesn't it? What is it about the Middle East when people just cannot live in peace? And this is not just Jews and Arabs, it's Arabs against Arabs, it's Shia against Sunni. It just goes on. Anyway, tomorrow I'll put the Palestinian point of view and we'll take it from there. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.